Hello, me friends, and welcome aboard. I be your host, your captain for tonight. But beware, our journey's full of fright, so lock your doors, climb under your beds. Here's a tale of the walking dead.
Dead or Alive, an ordinary Halloween field trip. One ordinary Halloween day, Miss Pack's class went out on a field trip to visit a pumpkin patch. They had a wonderful day. They all got to pick their very own pumpkin, and Miss Pack even got to pick the biggest pumpkin in the patch. They were on their way home when all of a sudden the bus ran out of gas. Miss Pack told the class that they would have to walk the rest of the way back to school. This seemed like a good idea, but halfway back, it started to rain cats and dogs. They were soaked from head to toe. It started getting darker, and as they walked in the mist and fog, a mysterious-looking house appeared in the distance. As they got closer, they noticed it wasn't an ordinary house. Miss Pack, it looked like if you touched it, it would fall apart. However, against Lakeisha's warning, Miss Pack decided that finding shelter during the storm was more important. The terrifying thunderstorm got even worse. Once outside, Miss Pack took a count of all the people, but Frankie the bus driver was missing.
Has anybody seen Frankie? He was right beside me a minute ago, but I turned around and he had vanished.
Jim flipped the light switch and nothing happened. Miss Pack decided to go out to the bus to find a flashlight and batteries. As the students watched from the window of the creepy house, they saw a huge bolt of lightning hit right where Miss Pack was standing. She fell to the ground. Now the kids were all alone in the house with no adults. Timothy, being brave, volunteered to go outside and check on Miss Pack. It wasn't 5 minutes later that he came running back.
She been struck by lightning. I think she gone.
The wind started howling. Tree limbs started to scratch the windows and hit the side of the house. The kids started to hear creaking sounds in the house. As the storm got worse, a chill of cold air blew through the house. The kids were terrified.
A phone started to buzz. It was coming from a room upstairs. As a group, they began to head up the creaking stairs to find the phone. Ben picked the phone up. A man on the other end, in a whispering deep voice, said,
Don't bother trying to get out.
The phone then went dead. Everyone turned around and saw green ooze dripping down the wall. Destiny said,
Ew, let's get out of here and go downstairs.
The girls were anxious to explore the spooky old house. All of the girls left the boys behind and went to look in the different rooms. One of the rooms had carved pumpkins. They glowed in the dark room. They decided to go to the next room. The girls said,
Yeah, we want to visit every room in the house.
Soon they came upon another room. Inside the room were people who appeared to be dead hanging on the wall. All of the girls let out a blood-curdling scream. Suddenly, the people who looked like they were dead jumped off the walls and grabbed the girls. The boys downstairs heard one last scream, and they never were able to find the girls. Several of the boys took off upstairs to find out what had happened, but they never returned. The only boys left were Deshaun, Nick, Brad, Briar, and Zan.
Whoever made those footprints is probably the one who captured the girls and the other boys,
said Briar. The footprints led to a large door at the very end of the hallway upstairs. As they got closer, Zan told the other boys,
Stay away from the door.
The boys heard a big creak and a crackling laugh. Suddenly, the boys saw the door open, and there stood a witch in black.
Come in, boys. I've been waiting for you,
said the witch. She took the boys into the room, which was covered with candles. All over the floor was red goo. Against the walls were tables with heads. The boys were grabbed from behind by 5 creatures dressed as zombies. They were tied to 5 chairs facing the tables with heads on them. All of a sudden, the heads on the tables looked familiar. They were the heads of their classmates. The boys started to cry because they were sure that their heads would be next on the table. The witch began to laugh. The heads on the table started to laugh, and all of a sudden, the power came back on. In through the giant door walked Miss Madison's class. The witch took off her ugly mask to reveal the beautiful Miss Madison, and the heads on the table stood up.
It turned out the lightning flash that struck Miss Pat was just a camouflage. The creepy voice on the other end of the phone was really Frankie the bus driver. The green ooze was just green paint and grass, and the dead-looking people were students from Miss Madison's class. Miss Pat class would certainly never forget this Halloween field trip.
That'd be a scary tale indeed. Well, I love that one. You never know if their lives are dead. Boys and girls, moms and dads, teachers, we'd like to invite you to visit us online at thestoryship.com. You can have your organization or school on our show if you'd like. Just drop us an email at mystory@thestoryship.com. Also, you can visit thestoryship.com to find out about our shows and our workshops in podcasting and story creation. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great Halloween. Stay safe, boys and girls.